Hey, what is going on, viewers? Zesty Lime Studios here, and welcome back to another drinks review. Today reviewing this Tesco energy drink. This one is going to be on the Blue Spark and it's going to be on the sugar-free version. So of course I got this out of Tesco's because it's Tesco's own energy drink brand. And I believe you can't buy these singly anymore, which is interesting. You only buy them as a 6-pack. You used to be able to buy them singly back in the day, but you can only buy them 6-pack, or indeed a 24 crate actually you can buy these in as well, which is interesting. And it was only like, I think £1, I think 50 or something for like 6 cans. So it's really cheap. I think it was a little bit more than that, but still it was, you know, really cheap for 6 cans, as you expect from, you know, supermarkets own energy drink. Anyway, so I think I did review the Blue Sparks, I think years and years ago, when they all had different blends and stuff. I thought, let's review it for the modern era. Anyway, so let's give you guys a 4360 on the packaging. So as always with the supermarkets designs, they're very simple, very basic and very to the point, and very kind of just as they are. And again, I say that like that's a bad thing. That's always not a bad thing, because sometimes the more simple packaging and the simple designs and stuff is just somewhat pleasing to the eye sometimes, you know. So for this one, as it is the sugar-free version, most of the can we have a light blue, where the full sugar is a dark blue. And personally, I'm not a fan of light blue in general, so I don't think the light blue suits this can too well. But for what the drink is, I mean, it's fine, isn't it? And on the front, we kind of got the zigzags going on the front to represent spark, so like obviously a bit of energy to represent, obviously, you know, a bit of, well, I say power, but a bit of zing and a bit of spark basically. On the bottom we've got nothing, and then on the top everything's all standard and silver, including the pull ring as well. So taking a close look at the cans, so like I said, we have the Tesco logo on front. They're very simple, very to the point, very basic, but said not a bad thing ultimately. On the other side we just got the ingredients and stuff, and then we got just the sugar content and stuff up there, which of course is nothing, and then just the vitamins, which we'll have a close look in a second. So let's see, having a look around the side. So the sugar is indeed 0 grams of sugar. The vitamins are niacin, vitamin B6, B12 and pantothenic acid, so all of our usual and favourite vitamins there. Vitamin B12, 6 will contribute to the reduction of tiredness and fatigue, basically the same stuff that's on every energy drink on the planet. And then on the other side, it's just got carbonated, sugar-free, fruit flavoured drink with taurine, caffeine and B vitamins and sweeteners. So what sweeteners have we got? We have Asulfame K and sucralose, no aspartame, which is good. And last but not least, the caffeine content is 30 milligrams per 100 ml, so it's 2 milligrams lower than what the average is. The average is generally 32 milligrams per 100 ml. But you know what, guys? Those 2 less milligrams aren't going to make the difference between you winning the Olympics or not, so don't panic. Anyways, so it's nice and cold. Got my Zesty Lime Studios cups. Nevertheless, going to open it and get straight into it. So of course, with mainly the supermarket flavours, they really are to the to the point, to the basic, you know, kind of more definitely cheaper tasting flavour of energy drinks, which again is not always a bad thing, because sometimes these cheap kind of supermarket ones, sometimes I really enjoy them and I really like them. So, you know, let's have high hopes for it, shall we say. Right, so hopefully it doesn't explode over me. There we go. So of course we can all guess the colour is going to be the standard energy drink colour, which is that either yellowy colour or the apple type brownish colour as well. Right, and the colour is, surprise surprise, there we go. Yeah, definitely a lot more brighter, this one, definitely not a darker apple colour. This one's definitely on the lighter side. So quite a lot of foam on the top, or quite a lot of bubbles on the top of that one there, interestingly, but yeah, quite a lot of foam. And the colour, like I said, yeah, this one definitely is more on the brighter yellow side, definitely not as dark as some of the others. And this one is pretty much completely see-through. Hello, you can see my face through the drink. So yeah, definitely really quite see-through. Normally they're not this see-through as well, but that is really clear. And yeah, there's still bubbles are slowly going, but they're still on the top. Anyway, let's give it a closer smell and see what we can smell of. Yeah, it smells of your classic energy drink smell, as you'd expect from like a supermarket brand. It does just smell like a classic. Yeah. Which is not a bad thing, because again, when you smell this nice classic smell, you think, yes, okay, you're getting that classic smell. Back to the basics of what, you know, how stuff should be. Well, nevertheless, guys, let's taste some. Interesting. I mean, my initial reactions to it is that, yeah, it really doesn't taste like any of the big brands. I mean, everyone says, oh, you know, oh, these taste like Red Bull, oh, these taste like Monster. They really don't, guys. They ain't got a clue what they're on about. This really doesn't taste like the big brands, but it's kind of a different taste in its own way, kind of thing. So I'm trying to look at this and think, okay, and compare this to, say, like something more along the same level. So something like the Euro Shopper, for example. Euro Shopper sugar-free, which I actually really like. Or for example, Boost's sugar-free or something like that. So keep it along those lines of comparison. I mean, ultimately, drinking it, everything like that as it was, honestly seemed okay for what it is. It seemed like just a nice, cheap, sugar-free energy drink taste, really. The great thing about this, though, from what I drank now, is that there doesn't seem to be any harsh chemical tastes or artificial taste as well, which is the main point, because again, sometimes the cheaper ones can taste really, you know, really chemically and harsh and artificial, but this one doesn't, which is nice. And again, you expect coming from a supermarket, for at least it would be some, you know, decency of some sort, rather than some of these random cheap brands which you find on the shelves, which are just from God knows where and just completely random blends. But you think a main, you know, biggest supermarket in England, Tesco, you think that, yeah, they would at least try and make it up to a decent standard, which they've seemed to done. I mean, it's certainly not the nicest in the world, of course, don't get me wrong. Like, I think, you know, I would rather drink a nice Red Bull sugar-free, for example, because it's got those extra, you know, premium, what's the word I'm looking for? It's got those extra premium filteredness to it, because, you know, they use extra filtered water and this and that and everything else. So it's got that more, you know, extra premium feel. But for price, yeah, you really can't go wrong with these. And again, it's in terms of easeability, because even if you like the Euro Shopper or the Boost ones, unless you go on Amazon and pay, you know, like probably over the odds price for a case of Boost or Euro Shopper, you can probably, I said, you can pick up a 24 crate of these for, you know, not actually that bad on price. I can't remember how much the big crates were, but they're really not that expensive to buy that much. So again, it's ease of accessibility. So again, the option is there in the supermarkets, and that's in pretty much every, you know, big Tesco you can get. But yeah, so I think it's fine as it is. Certainly not the nicest in the world, but the main thing is it hasn't got any harsh chemical tastes, and it's just got that nice standard kind of sugar-free energy drink flavour. Again, because it's sugar-free, it hasn't got any actual, like, you know, sugarness or, you know, syrupiness to it, which is not a bad thing, because, you know, it's a sugar-free one and that's how it's meant to be. I will be trying the full sugar version as well, just to see the difference. Although I say full sugar, they've halved the sugar in that as well because of the sugar tax. So it's not really full sugar anymore, but there we go. But regardless, as far as this is concerned, I'll take a few more sips and then give my rating. It's honestly okay, guys. Honestly, give this a try, pick it up. If you're in England, that is, because you can't get these obviously in other countries. Okay, so I think I'll probably give it a, I don't know, give it six or seven zesties. I think I'll give it 6.5 zesties. Yeah, 6.5 I think is fair. Yeah, 6.5. So I definitely will pick this up and drink it again, just for the ease of availability. So there we go. Well, as always, viewers, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all later.